Roadrunners Hall of Fame Class of 2025, Brandi Torr.
You know, she is a hard worker. Sometimes when you have an extremely talented athlete, they don't work as hard, but she was the whole package.
Brandi Torr was a highly touted high school setter out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Metro State head coach Debbie Hendricks knew she was a special talent, even watching her as a sophomore. But Brandi, however, committed to her hometown school at the University of New Mexico.
We were disappointed, massively disappointed, but at the same time we tried to keep it cordial, just in, you always do, in case things ever fall through. And sure enough, during her senior year, she decided it was in her best interest to, get away from home, spread her wings a little bit. And when she reached back out to us, I mean, that's one of the best callbacks I've ever gotten.
It didn't take long for Brandi to adjust to the collegiate level. In fact, she started from day one, and there was no hesitation from coach to trust her freshman setter.
Absolutely. I mean, I knew how well she was trained, and I knew that she understood the game. She had a very high volleyball IQ coming in. And we taught her things. We taught her things that were new and concepts that were different, but there was no fear of starting her.
Brandi helped the squad win 20 games in her first season and then led the Roadrunners all the way to the RMAC Tournament Championship game where they defeated Adams State 3-0. Brandi earned a spot in the all-tournament team, finishing with 48 assists in that championship match. Brandi only got better as her career went along. While she may not have been the tallest setter in the conference, she made up for it in other ways, as her instincts and her love of the game carried her to new heights only a few could match.
She never gave up on any ball, and if she received a bad pass from her teammate, she was going to find a way, preferably to get her hands on the ball and set it, but if not, she was still going to try to get to that ball and make it, a hittable ball for her attackers. And, I think that's where that work ethic, that kind of relentless aspect of Brandi's nature made her special.
Jenny Glenn took over the program in Brandi's senior season and immediately saw that she had nothing to worry about at that setter position.
At first I was like, she's an undersized setter, honestly. I was like, she's a little bit undersized, she can run a 5-1, and then I watched her play and I was really impressed. I mean, the way she could run a court and her leadership and just her IQ and understanding of the game immediately stood out to me.
Brandi was a quiet leader out on that volleyball court, but Coach Glenn remembered a time when her senior setter changed the trajectory of the season during the Colorado Premier Challenge.
The Colorado Premier, we had lost our first 3 matches that year, and we went in the locker room, and I think it was right before our last match, and she's like, everyone's talking about what we need to change, and Brandi just bluntly said, we need to get better at volleyball, you guys. And that was such a pivotal moment. It wasn't emotional, it wasn't any of these things. We needed to go back into the gym and train hard and get better at the sport so we could move forward.
The team wouldn't lose another match until mid-November. In that time, the Roadrunners went unbeaten in conference play for the first time in program history, finishing at 18-0. The team made it to the NCAA tournament for the 17th straight season, and Brandi would win the RMAC's Player of the Year and the Setter of the Year awards.
She was able to get every time a hitter, a single block. She could actually turn her head and see what the opposing middle blockers were doing. So she really set her attackers up for success every time she set the ball. And then I just think the other thing about her was that she's a winner. She was a competitor and would do whatever it took to win.
Brandi reached the 4,000 assist mark during her senior season, and she still sits second in program history in that category.
Well, if you think of the number of times you have to put the ball up before an attacker actually puts it away, think about the length of some of the rallies. It's a really special accomplishment, but she got there very efficiently. I go back to the volleyball IQ, and that just went up a notch every single year as she understood the game better.
So for her to be able to have that kind of personality where she could lead and also be composed, I think is probably a big reason. I wasn't there at the start of her career, but I can imagine that's a big reason of why she was able to not only play, but also put up big numbers for 4 years. It was really fun to be a part of her senior season and watch her work on the volleyball court. And we always learn things from our athletes too, and I think Brandi taught me a lot in that first year.
She was a 3-time first-team All-RMAC selection, and she finished her career with a first-team All-America Award honor in 2016.
Brandi Torr, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you into what I consider to be a very elite fraternity. So let me be the first to congratulate you into the class of 2025 Hall of Fame for MSU Denver. It's well-deserved, and I'm so happy for you.
Congratulations, Brandi. I'm so excited for you. It's much deserved, and I was just super thankful for the short time that I got to coach you. But you've left an impact on MSU Denver volleyball, and we just thank you for all your hard work over the years.
Brandi Torr, Roadrunners Hall of Fame class of 2025.
All right, wow. What an incredible honor it is to stand here tonight among such amazing athletes, coaches, staff, supporters, and boosters. To be recognized alongside all of you feels almost surreal. And I'm truly humbled to be a part of this celebration of our Metro State family. This moment isn't really about me, though. It's about the people, the lessons, and the community that shaped me. It's a reflection of every teammate who pushed me, every coach who believed in me, and every person who supported our program along the way. When I look back on my time at Metro State, I realize it was never just about volleyball. It was about growth, grit, and connection. The practices, the bus rides, the late night talks, and the shared pursuit of something bigger than ourselves. Those are all the things that stay with me. To Coach Debbie, thank you for taking a chance on me, for bringing me here, and for coaching me through 3 of the most pivotal years of my life. You didn't just build players, you built people. You cared about who we were becoming off the court just as much as how we performed on it. And that shaped me in ways that have lasted far beyond my playing years. Just last week, a group of us gathered at an event at Ball Arena. Somehow, we ended up sitting in the parking garage on the 5th floor, like so many other nights, reminiscing about our days at Metro, and the conversation kept circling back to you. Your leadership, your heart, and how deeply you impacted each of our lives. You were so much more than a coach. So from all of us, thank you. To Coach Jenny, where's Coach Jenny at? Hi. It was such a gift to finish my career under your leadership, Coach Jenny. Your vision, passion, and belief in our team helped us rise to another level. The growth we experienced that year wasn't just about the game, it was about believing in ourselves and each other. Metro is so lucky to have you, and I'm forever grateful to have played for you. To my teammates, you were the heartbeat of it all. Every win, every tough practice, every moment that tested us, you made it all meaningful. I learned so much from each of you about teamwork, resilience, and friendship. This recognition is just as much yours as it is mine. To my family and friends, thank you for the endless support through every high and low. My mom making the trip from New Mexico for nearly every home game. Those sacrifices and that kind of love never go unnoticed. Thank you, Mom, for being there every step of the way. And to Metro State, thank you for being the foundation for so many of us, for creating an environment where we could grow, not just as athletes, but as people. The friendships, the lessons, and the pride of being part of this program have stayed with me long after graduation. And finally, to my husband, Sam. Sam, you are the greatest blessing that came from this program. If it weren't for Metro, our paths may never have crossed. From the sidelines back then to standing beside me now, you've been my biggest encourager and my best teammate. I'm endlessly grateful that volleyball brought me here, because it also brought me to you. I love you. Being honored tonight is humbling beyond words, but more than anything, it's a celebration of the people, the memories, and the community that made this chapter of my life so meaningful. So thank you, Metro, for the opportunities, the lessons, and the lifelong family this program created. Thank you, guys.